On a beautiful morning, soft sunlight filtered through the treetops in the forest. Along a narrow dirt path, a young ant, just leaving the nest for the first time, was eagerly exploring the world. Suddenly, it stopped in its tracks, staring at a shiny object lying right in the middle of the path. The little ant exclaimed, "Wow, what a big grain of rice. If I can bring this back, everyone in the colony will be so proud." Looking around and seeing no one else nearby, the ant stepped forward and began its journey of determination. The little ant began using all its strength to push the grain of rice. The rice was many times heavier than its tiny body. It pushed with all its might, its legs slipping, its face tightening from the strain. Sweat poured down its head. "Why is this so heavy? But I won't give up," the ant muttered to itself. It braced itself and tried pushing from a different angle, but the grain of rice still wouldn't budge. As the little ant struggled, a butterfly fluttered by and stopped, laughing. "Look at that! A tiny ant trying to carry a whole grain of rice." A green cricket, sitting on a tree branch, chuckled loudly. "Give it up, kid. That job is for grown-up ants." From a nearby bush, a fox peeked out and shook its head. "Such a big task for such a small ant? What a dreamer." The little ant's face turned red, its eyes welled up with tears. But it didn't give up. "They can laugh all they want, but I believe I can do this," it whispered to itself. After many failed attempts to push the grain, the little ant changed its strategy. It began moving the grain bit by bit. Each tiny step forward was still progress. The ant panted, exhausted, occasionally stopping to catch its breath. But its eyes still shone with hope. "It's okay to go slow. As long as I don't stop," it thought to itself. Pulling the grain of rice around a bend, the weather suddenly changed. Wind picked up, dark clouds rolled in, and rain began to pour. The little ant quickly scurried into a crack between two rocks to take shelter. At that very moment, a strong stream of water rushed by, carrying mud, and swept the grain of rice away. The ant watched in shock, its eyes wide, then slowly lowered its head in disappointment. "No, I worked so hard to get it this far." The next morning, the rain had stopped. The trees sparkled in the early sunlight, and the ground was cool and damp. The little ant crawled out from the crack in the rock and quietly began searching for the grain of rice. After a short walk, between two small stones, there it was. The rice grain had gotten stuck. "I found it. Thank goodness." The ant rushed over and hugged the grain like a precious treasure. A wave of joy spread through its tiny body. The final stretch. The little ant pulled the grain of rice with all the strength it had left. At last, the anthill came into view beneath the moss-covered roots of a tree. Several older ants came out, their eyes wide with surprise. "You really did it? You brought this grain back all by yourself?" The little ant nodded, tired but full of joy. The entire colony cheered and gathered around, hugging the little ant in celebration. Evening fell. Golden sunlight bathed the entire forest. The little ant sat in front of its nest, next to the grain of rice, gazing up at the glowing sky. "I did it. I may be small, but I'm not weak. As long as I don't give up, anything is possible." A satisfied smile appeared on its tiny face. The story ends with the image of the little ant looking off into the distance, where many challenges still lie ahead. But now it is ready. Final message of the story: every beginning is difficult, but if you don't give up, you'll go farther than you ever imagined.